Erica Serwin here from Pink Buckaroo Designs, and I've got a spooky treat for you. So cute, and I am using two different stamp sets. Inside are the always popular Pop Rocks. These are from Target. Pumpkin Patch Orange. Yes, perfect. And I just made a little booklet for it to go in. Now, the stamp set I'm using is my product of the week on my Facebook group. It's called Making Everyday Bright, and it coordinates with this wonderful Christmas light bulb punch. And you can see this stamp set, there are actually two different stamp sets that will go with this bulb. The other one is strictly Christmas, but this one, we've got hearts, flowers, snowflakes, Easter eggs, this awesome little leaf. We've got a few Christmas things. We've got a spider, a bunny, and what I used as a flower petal, and some other little accessories with it. So for this card, I decided to do something spooky. Now, I have to point out to you that that stamp set has no sentiments. So when my paper pumpkin arrived this month, here are the stamps. I fell in love with these stamps. See how cute that font is? And they're great little sentiments. If you are not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, right now when I'm filming this video, you are actually able to sign up for Paper Pumpkin, and you can order this kit. They've never offered the whole kit to us before after the fact. So the deadline, they've already shipped them all out, and now they have extras in the store. So make sure you hop over there and sign up for Paper Pumpkin and order your Halloween kit so you can get this super cute stamp set. All right, let's get started. I'm going to do a couple of different little techniques. Can you tell that there's some glimmer there? And I've also created a mask for the spider webs. So we're going to do that whole front set first. All right, the first thing that I did was I got my spiderweb framelit. This is from my Cauldron Bubble framelits. And I cut out 3 spiderwebs just from scrap paper. It doesn't matter what color. Now I've cut a piece of Whisper White, and this Whisper White measures, well, I've lost my notes. They're right here. Sorry. All right, this piece of Whisper White is going to measure, when we're ready for it, 3 by 4 3/4. Now I cut it a little bit bigger, and I drew a little mark there so I would know exactly the size that it needed to be, just because I wanted to be able to tape it down. This is just some extra chipboard and some Post-it tape that I put down. That's going to help keep my paper flat when I spritz it in a minute. Now I drew those lines so I would know where the paper is actually going to be cut, so that I can put my spider webs there. And just however you feel like you want to arrange them, like that. And then we're going to spritz it. Now this is a spritzer bottle. I filled it with rubbing alcohol and put in about 4 or 5 drops of smoky slate re-ink. Here's the re-inker. This is what we use to re-ink our ink pads. And that's it. Now you might ask, what kind of rubbing alcohol? It doesn't matter. Just whatever I have in my cabinet. Now, if you've ever used a spritzer, you know it goes crazy. Sprays everywhere. You don't want it to go, even if you're aiming. So I'm going to put it inside a box. Just an old box. Doesn't matter, because I don't trust myself not to spray everything around me. All right, so shook it up. I'm going to keep my spritzer. You're not going to be able to see it because I'm kind of back here. I want to keep it about 18 inches, and I'm just going to spray it. Give it a few sprays until I like how dark it is. I don't want it too dark because I'm going to stamp on it. All right, now while it's there, we can go ahead and take off the spider webs. You'll see how it masked that paper and left us some kind of white, airy little spider webs. Now, while it's still in the box, I'm going to take my Champagne Mist shimmer paint, and I'm just going to take an aqua painter that I have. This is my Shimmer Mist aqua painter. I have one designated because once you get the glitter in there, it's going to be there forever. Now I'm dipping it in, and I'm going to flick, okay? Flick it with this and just put little flicks all over. I could go crazy with this. I could really do a lot. So I have to force myself. Stop. Enough glitter. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. Now it's going to take a good 5 minutes to dry. And you can see I've got quite a few big drips there, and those will probably take a little bit longer. So we're gonna set this aside, give it some time. I usually set it under my ceiling fan while I wait for it to dry. Now let's go ahead and do these cute little bulbs. I went with traditional Halloween orange, which of course is pumpkin pie. All right, and I'm going to stamp that just the regular bulb 3 times in pumpkin pie on Whisper White cardstock. Now I'm going to get my Memento Black, and there are a couple little bases, and actually it looks like I may have used the other one here. See how cute that one is? That's the one I used. Maybe we should switch it out because I do like that one. It's a little bit non-traditional than a regular little light bulb. All right, now I'm not going to stamp it right on the bulbs because as you can see, it's going to punch them out separately. So I am going to punch that over here on this side. And I'm actually going to go ahead and do 4 of them because we're going to do one more bulb over on our granny apple. All right, so let me set that aside and get here's granny apple green cardstock, and now the spiderweb bulb, which is my favorite, I think, of all of them. So cute. Okay, now we're going to take our little bulb punch and we're going to punch these out. Now, if you want, you can always create a template for your stamps. That way you can lay your bulb and the little base part on the block so that when you stamp them, you match them and they punch the same time. But I didn't do that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it the regular way. Another thing that I like to do actually for this is to cut the strip off so that we don't punch out too many excess little white bulbs that we don't need. All right, I'm gonna go through, so we need 4 of them. One more. And then I am just going to use a glue dot to attach these. A mini glue dot is the perfect size. You could also use liquid glue. Now this project is one of 3 that I did on my Facebook Live on Friday, September 28th. And I'm going to link that post over here for you. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll look in the description and you'll find a link to that post on my blog. On that blog post, you will see several other projects featuring this adorable stamp set. And I also always type up a PDF of all the measurements and the products being used. All right, so you can find that over there. The link to the PDF is always under the last photograph. Sometimes people have a hard time finding it. So just scroll down under all the pictures and you'll see it's in big print. It says click here for the PDF. All right, so we've got that done. Do you think our paper is dry? Let's see. Not yet. So while we wait a few more minutes, let's make that bow and then we'll be ready to put it all together. This is the Granny Apple Green woven ribbon, and I'm just going to cut off about 12 inches. And you can see here I've used the fibers. I really love to do this to the ribbon. We had ribbon similar to this many years ago that I used to do this to. And when I saw this ribbon in the catalog, I couldn't wait. Just another way to get use out of your ribbon. So I'm taking a good pair of scissors and I'm cutting off that white edge all the way down. It does take some patience. There we go. And you could even use that as a bow too. But I'm going to take these little fibers and I'm going to pull them out. All the little short ones will fall off because I didn't cut a straight line. And I'm going to take these and I'm just going to pretend like it's one piece of twine or ribbon and tie that bow just like that. All right, and then we can cut off those extra little fibers and there we have our bow ready to go. All right, let's bring back in our little piece here. And I believe it's dry. I'm going to take off that Post-it tape. You can use a regular Post-it note if you'd like, but Post-it tape is really fun. You could also use painter's tape or washi tape. Now I need to trim this down. Remember, I said it needed to be 4 3/4. It's already 3 inches wide, but I made it longer so that I could put that tape there. So I'm going to just cut this off right there. I already had my line marked. Now 4 3/4, right there. Okay. All right, now let's do some stamping on this cute little piece. We're gonna start out with this weird funky looking stamp. This is the line that holds the lights. And I'm gonna ink it really good because I'm stamping on some ink, so I wanna make sure it's nice and loaded with ink. Memento black, and I'm gonna go right across there. Okay? Now I'm going to use some of those stamps from my paper pumpkin kit. I'm going to use Spooky. The font is just my favorite. I just love it. All right, Spooky right there. And then we're going to use Treats for You. Let's put that on there. Well, let me lay it down so I get it nice and straight. There we go. And that fits perfectly right in between that P and that Y. Perfect. All right, now we can add on our little bulbs. And I'm gonna use Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of each one, starting right here. Now you'll notice our little line of bulbs goes off the page. And what I did here is I trimmed it to make it even with the page. So if you angle the stamp up a little bit more, I think you'll have a little more room for that. All right, now for the spider. Very cute and spooky. And last, one more, oops, sticking to the paper. One more pumpkin pie bulb right there. All right, now let's get our fun little fiber bow, and we're going to use a glue dot, just like that. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Now, one more thing we need to stamp, and look what is here, a spider, a tiny, tiny spider. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Now I'm going to put him like he's on the web there, and he's on the web here, and he's on the web there. All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna mount this piece onto a little mat of pumpkin pie. This is 3 1/8 by 4 7/8. And now we need to make the holder. So for the holder to hold Pop Rocks, you need a piece of basic black cardstock that measures 5 by 10 inches. And then you're gonna get your Simply Scored, there we go. We're going to score it at 3 1/4, 3 3/8, which is just the next little bump over, and then 6 5/8, and 6 3/4. And what that is doing is creating just a little more room in there for our Pop Rocks. They're not very thick at all, but that really gives us more space. Okay, so now when you fold it in, here's the front side. Here's the middle part, and this is going to be the pocket. And we want to cut the pocket at an angle, so we're going to cut from this corner to that corner. So when we close it, it will go up this way. So just put it in your paper trimmer and make sure that one is lined up there and that one's lined up there, and then just trim it. Okay, now I'm gonna fold in those score lines. All right, now let's go ahead and put it together with the Pop Rocks. Pop Rocks are gonna slide right in there, and I actually, to make it easy, I'm just gonna use some staples right here. Just one on that corner. And that just makes an easy pocket. And you can get those score lines burnished, and you'll be ready to slip your Pop Rockets right inside. Pop Rockets? Pop rocks. All right, now, lastly, we need a piece of DSP. This DSP is from the Toil and Trouble Designer Series Paper Pack, and it measures 4 3/4 by 3. Now, we're going to cut it at an angle, and the first time I did it, I cut it from this corner to this corner, but guess what? That didn't work. We have to cut it from the top right to the bottom left, and you're going to do that in exactly the same way that you did the black piece. Line up that corner and that corner in the ditch there and run your cutter. And see, now you have 2. So you can actually make 2 of these out of 1 piece. All right. Put a little bit of adhesive and it'll cover that staple up. And there you have it. And you can close it perfectly. Just a cute little holder. Now let's put the front piece on and we will be ready to hand these out to the trick-or-treaters or give them away at work. I find that grown-ups love Pop Rocks, I think probably more than the kids because it's kind of nostalgic. My kids hate Pop Rocks. They're like, what's happening? But I love them. All right, there we go. And there you have it, a super cute Pop Rock folder. All right, you guys, let me know if you have any questions. Hop over to my blog and check out that post and grab that PDF so you can make your own. Have a great day. Bye-bye.